entire spiritual reality is composed of light, which is also referred to as non-duality. For me, those terms are interchangeable. We can argue about whether they should be interchangeable or whether there are better synonyms, but we're not going to do that. Just bear with me. There's feeling, the activation of feeling. It's a totally distinct part of your being that coexists with your non-dual core. Feeling means you're walking down the street, you look over to the left, and there's a lavender flower in full bloom. And this happens. That color, that perception, that love, that is all in the field of feeling. It has nothing to do with non-duality. Non-duality is the core, essential identity of your being, that which is referred to as the I. Now we're talking here about the streaming of perception, the contact of perception with objects, and the kind of elevation that occurs as a result of that. Beauty is located in there, aesthetic sensitivity, all of those things that we really find most worthwhile about existence, about active existence. And then there's the third aspect of the enlightened state, which is energy, which is independent of non-duality or light and divine feeling or absolute feeling. Why is it different? Because what is the animation, the electrical, biological animation of the functioning of your nervous system, your body, mind, your central nervous system, have to do with either one of those things? So what is beating your heart now is not non-duality, right? It's not feeling. You're not feeling anything about the nature of that. It's an automatic or autonomic movement of energy in the nervous system. It's living as energy. It's energy, simply put. So these three components are the major structural foundations within being. At their root essence, yes, of course, they are all the same. But that destroys any genuine discussion about the kind of diversity that we can appreciate about both relative and absolute phases of existence going on at the same time. In other words, your lived life. And besides that, there are a whole stream of energies, what I call colors actually, multi-dimensional colors that occur in consciousness. You'll sometimes see them when we're meditating together. They'll start flashing right into your forehead. You'll start seeing all a color shell, or one or two colors, whatever happens for you. And those colors represent the visual and existential display of levels of creation as they manifest visually, internally, to the internal eye. The rainbow spectrum of colors, having to do with frequencies, subtle energies, both creative and destructive, and maintenance energies. They're all happening. You know, they're not on the surface of the leaf, they're not under the root of the tree, they're somewhere in between. They're happening as the entire happening of what's happening everywhere. So we have multi-dimensional lights of colors, which are also, in my teaching, appreciated in meditation. So that's the whole show, in terms of my verbal, mental presentation. The other aspect is just tuning in and now finding these things, being able to actually appreciate experientially what all this means in a life, in a human life. And when you get a very deep knowledge and experience of all those things, I say that you're doing pretty well. You're really doing well spiritually. Even if your outer life is not all that great, if your inner life is good, that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Because there are so many degrees of wealth and, excelling in the field of money-making activities. No one ever beats anyone. There's only the person who's better than you, whom you haven't met yet. So This is non-competitive.